The Salesman Unexpected Pitch. In the summer 1954, the sun cast a warm golden hue over the small suburban neighborhood of Eldridge Heights. It was a picturesque place where white picket fences, neatly trimmed lawns, and the kind of peace that only small towns seem to possess. On this particular morning, a door-to-door salesman named Harold Jenkins made his way down Maple Street, his briefcase heavy with the promise of the latest and greatest household gadgets. Harold, a man in his mid-40s with a neatly combed mustache and an air of practiced charm, was known for his persuasive sales pitches and unwavering optimism. He had just finished a successful round of selling vacuum cleaners and was now headed to what he thought was his next appointment. The address he was headed to was a bit off the beaten path, a quaint, ivy-covered cottage that seemed almost too good to be true. Unbeknownst to Harold, the house had been vacant for years, except for its current, rather peculiar occupants. As Harold approached the front door, he admired the cottage's quaint appearance. It had a charming, almost eerie quality to it. With its overgrown garden and weather-beaten shutters, he knocked 3 times and adjusted his tie, ready to dazzle the next customer with the marvels of modern technology. The door creaked open slowly, revealing a darkly lit interior. Harold cleared his throat and stepped inside, assuming he was in for another pitch-perfect day. "Good morning. I'm Harold Jenkins with Jenkins & Sons Home Innovations. How can I help you today?" He was not met not by a curious homeowner, but by the dark, musty hallway leading deep into the house. The air was thick with an odd, musty scent, and the temperature seemed to drop a few degrees as he ventured further inside. The hallway curved into a small, gloomy parlor. The furniture was covered in dusty sheets, and the room was adorned with strange, ancient-looking artifacts. Harold's enthusiasm waned as he looked around. Noting the peculiar decorations, he hesitated, but continued on, hoping someone would greet him. He soon discovered a hidden door at the back of the room, slightly ajar. Harold's curiosity got the better of him, and he pushed it open to reveal a narrow staircase descending into darkness. He fumbled for his flashlight, which he always carried for such emergencies, and began to descend down the steps. As he reached the bottom, he found himself in a cavernous underground chamber that defied all reason. The walls were glistened with a strange pulsating light, and the air was filled with a low, eerie hum. To his horror, the source of the hum became apparent. Ghouls, twisted and grotesque, lurked in the shadows. Their eyes glowed with an unsettling luminescence as they turned to gaze towards the intruder. Harold froze, his heart pounding in his chest. He stumbled backward, knocking over a large ancient urn. The sound echoed through the cavern, and the ghouls stirred, their movements quick and unnerving. Summoning all his courage, Harold managed to turn and run up the stairs, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He burst through the door and fled through the house, ignoring the peculiar sights and sounds that filled his ears. He didn't stop until he was safely outside, his face pale and his hands trembling. Back on Maple Street, Harold took a deep breath and steadied himself. The warmth of the summer sun felt like a comforting embrace compared to the chill of the cavern. As he walked away from the peculiar cottage, he couldn't help but glance back one last time. The doors closed and the house seemed as peaceful as it had been before, but Harold knew better now. The door-to-door salesman never returned to Eldridge Heights, and the tale of the haunted house became a local legend, with only Harold Jenkins knowing the full truth of the ghoulish encounter that nearly cost him his sanity.